Let me tell you something about Michael Jordan. He's going to be brutally honest.
About or discuss with these guys is because this guy won one ring or won two rings or won, like, it's just weird to me. It's like saying Peyton Manning.
When the greatest basketball minds speak, the world listens. And when Stephen A. Smith opens his mouth to talk about the GOAT debate, he doesn't hold back. This time, he's putting it all on the line, drawing a hard line between what people believe and what history has shown us time and time again. Michael Jordan is not just a legend, he's the benchmark. And according to Stephen A. Smith, LeBron James, no matter how great, doesn't come close to dethroning him. In this video, we dive into 7 moments where Stephen A. unapologetically separates the myth from the truth, breaking down exactly why the crown will always sit atop Jordan's head. So buckle up, because these takes are sharper than ever and backed by years of watching, analyzing, and living the game. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to NBA Showdown for more hard-hitting analysis like this. And now, let's begin with the truth that many choose to ignore. Stephen A. starts by giving us a peek into the kind of presence Michael Jordan brings when he re-enters the NBA world, especially during the opening of the 2025 to 2026 season. He makes it very clear that Jordan is not coming back to play politics. He's coming with brutal honesty, the type that makes players and analysts uncomfortable because it challenges the diluted state of the league. Jordan isn't here to appease the fanboys or go along with the narrative. He's not about selective criticism or sugarcoating. Stephen's words let us know that Jordan's legacy is not only about stats and rings, but also about having the courage to call things out as they are. That's something LeBron has never really done with conviction. Instead of leading with that same unfiltered attitude, LeBron often chooses to stay silent on the direction of the game or pushes narratives that fit his image. Stephen A. is preparing us for what's coming. A reality check for the modern NBA from a man who built it into what it was. Jordan is ready to expose the cracks, and when he does, the GOAT debate will not only tilt, it'll collapse entirely in favor of him. This statement is not just about Jordan returning physically. It's about his voice shaking the very foundation that props LeBron up.
Let me tell you something about Michael Jordan. He's going to be brutally honest.
In this next point, Stephen A. emphasizes something that's often overlooked by LeBron supporters: Jordan's authenticity. He explains that when it comes to basketball, Michael doesn't play around. The candor Jordan brings isn't limited to interviews or press conferences, it's ingrained in his DNA. Jordan's comments are never vague or politically correct. When he speaks, it's with a purpose rooted in decades of excellence. This is the kind of integrity the league needs now more than ever. LeBron, while brilliant in his own right, has built much of his image on controlling the narrative and managing public perception. Jordan, on the other hand, doesn't care if the truth ruffles feathers, and that's why his opinion on who the GOAT really is matters more than any stat sheet or media poll. Stephen is setting the stage for what will be a transformative voice returning to the spotlight. The message is simple. The moment Jordan talks, the debate ends. His credibility is unmatched. He's not here to argue or defend. He's here to speak what everyone deep down already knows. Jordan being candid is more threatening to LeBron's legacy than any finals loss or stat discrepancy. It reminds us that being the GOAT isn't just about numbers. It's about the weight your words carry. And no one carries more weight than Jordan.
Michael Jordan, I know, when talking basketball, he is as candid as it gets.
Now, Stephen A. addresses the idea of Jordan being shy about voicing his opinions. He makes it clear that Jordan's not backing down from telling the hard truths. And if by any chance Jordan holds back, Stephen's going to be there to push the truth forward anyway. This exchange shows how strongly Stephen believes in Jordan's place at the top and how much he trusts Jordan's insight to expose the modern game's flaws. There's a sense of anticipation here, not just for Jordan's return, but for the honesty it will bring. LeBron has had years to make his case through media, fans, and even documentaries, but none of it has silenced the Jordan truthers. What makes this so powerful is that Stephen isn't just reporting, he's advocating. He's taking a stance. One that says Jordan's voice is too important to remain silent, especially when the league needs leadership that tells it like it is. LeBron might continue to be praised for his longevity and activism, but in terms of basketball purity, Jordan still holds the moral high ground. When Jordan speaks up, it won't just be about the state of the game. It will be a critique of what the game is allowed to slide, and by extension, what LeBron has enabled. That makes this moment deeply threatening to the LeBron GOAT narrative.
And I don't think that he's going to be shy about saying what he sees at all. In fact, if he is, he's going to have to deal with me because I'm going to be in his ear telling him, oh, we getting shot now. Oh, that's what we doing. That's what we doing. That ain't the one I named him MJ, I know.
The conversation takes a critical turn as Stephen A. reflects on LeBron's impact on the league, especially his decision to join Miami. While others see this as a career move, Stephen sees it as the starting point of a decline in competitive integrity. Before this move, superstars wanted to beat each other, not team up. LeBron's choice set a precedent that allowed players to stack rosters and chase rings without facing adversity. Stephen's argument here is not about hating on LeBron, but about identifying where the league lost its grit. This is where Jordan stands tall. He never joined forces with rivals. He conquered them. LeBron's move to Miami didn't just reshape his legacy. It reshaped the entire NBA culture, and not in a good way. It watered down competition and made ring chasing acceptable. Jordan's greatness came from dominance in the face of rivalry, not collaboration. What Stephen is pointing out is that greatness isn't just about what you achieve, but how you achieve it. LeBron's path made it easier for stars to avoid challenges, whereas Jordan built his legacy by taking on every challenge head on. This marks yet another reason why, in Stephen's eyes, LeBron can never truly be the GOAT. He may have changed the game, but he didn't elevate its standard. He compromised it.
LeBron may have hurt the league. Fine, I can side with that. But not for the reasons you're articulating. Is when he joined Miami.
Stephen A. Smith takes the conversation even deeper when he engages with Patrick Bet-David and admits that LeBron James has indeed hurt the league, but not for the surface-level reasons most people point to. He doesn't blame LeBron's talent or dominance on the court. Instead, he places the blame on the seismic decision LeBron made to join the Miami Heat. That single move sparked a cultural shift in the NBA. Before that point, players competed against each other, trying to beat the best rather than join forces with them. But when LeBron made that move to form a super team with Dwyane Wade and Chris Bosh, he indirectly gave a green light to an entire generation of players to abandon competition for comfort. That changed the NBA's DNA. What was once a league defined by rivalries and competitive fire morphed into an era dominated by collaborations and power plays. Stephen A. believes that moment signified a weakening of the league's competitive edge, and in doing so, he shows that LeBron's impact, though powerful, wasn't entirely positive. Michael Jordan never took that route. He stayed in Chicago, fought through the bad years, and built a dynasty from within. That path built his legacy. LeBron's decision to team up sent a different message. While it brought championships, it also brought a decline in the warrior mentality that defined the league in earlier decades. Stephen is not criticizing LeBron's greatness. He's acknowledging that with his influence came consequences, and those consequences ripple through the league to this day. This isn't about statistics or highlight reels. It's about leadership and legacy. LeBron may have won rings, but the path he took blurred the competitive spirit. Jordan never blurred anything. He sharpened it. That's why when you talk about the GOAT, you don't just look at talent, you look at the imprint. LeBron left an imprint of change, but not necessarily growth. Jordan left an imprint of dominance and grit. That is what separates them.
Hope we see a level of toughness with the game coming back, and I hope he calls everybody out.
Well,
I hope he calls everybody out.
Stephen A. continues his argument by addressing the constant backlash he faces when he ranks LeBron as the second greatest of all time. He clarifies that he holds immense respect for LeBron. To him, placing LeBron as number 2 is not an insult. It's a monumental compliment. Being number 2 in the history of the sport is an extraordinary recognition, especially in a league filled with icons like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Kobe Bryant, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, and more. But what irritates Stephen A. is the accusation that he is somehow disrespecting LeBron by not giving him the #1 spot. He finds it frustrating that even a well-earned compliment like calling someone the second best ever is met with resentment. This reveals how overly sensitive and inflated the GOAT debate around LeBron has become. Stephen A. is not denying LeBron's records, longevity, or impact. He's acknowledging all of it while still maintaining that Michael Jordan holds a position no one has touched. Jordan never needed to demand GOAT status. He earned it with dominance, with perfection in the finals, with a killer instinct that never flinched. LeBron, on the other hand, finds himself constantly surrounded by a narrative that demands GOAT validation. Stephen A. believes the push to crown LeBron as the GOAT is more media-driven than organic. There is a difference between being admired and being revered. LeBron is admired. Jordan is revered. That reverence comes from a career that left no questions, no asterisks, and no desperate need for external affirmation. Stephen is simply stating what many feel but are afraid to say. LeBron deserves praise, but the GOAT seat is already taken. It is not hate, it is clarity. In fact, it is love for the game that demands this truth to be spoken. Stephen A. respects LeBron too much to lie to him, and if LeBron supporters were honest with themselves, they'd recognize that being second to Michael Jordan is not a slight. It's a place in basketball's highest heavens.
To me, is top 2 all time. Now, if you disagree, you disagree. Where I get annoyed is when somebody's acting like I'm hating or disrespecting.
Finally, Stephen A. delivers the line that cements the message of the entire discussion. He says plainly that in the conversation about the greatest of all time, LeBron is not the answer. He is not the GOAT, and he will not ever be the GOAT in the eyes of the majority. That sentence may sound harsh to LeBron loyalists, but it reflects a powerful truth. Public opinion, historical comparison, and emotional attachment all point back to one man, Michael Jordan. LeBron has done incredible things, but Stephen A. is pointing out that GOAT status is not just about stats or even championships. It's about how people feel when they hear your name. It's about legacy, mystique, dominance, and fear. Jordan checked every box. LeBron, while incredible, never reached that universal consensus. There are always qualifiers when people talk about LeBron's greatness. There's always context, always debate, always pushback. With Jordan, there is certainty. There is awe. Stephen A. knows that as long as basketball exists, the name Michael Jordan will evoke emotions and respect on a level no one else can touch. He understands that GOAT status is not just earned by numbers. It is solidified by perception. And in that regard, LeBron cannot catch up. No matter how long he plays, no matter how many points he scores, no matter how many records he breaks, the GOAT title will not be his. Stephen A. is not being petty. He is being honest. This is not personal. It is historical. It is cultural. It is what the game has decided. And in that decision, Jordan reigns supreme.
About or discuss with these guys is because this guy won 1 ring or won 2 rings or won, like, it's just weird to me. It's like saying Peyton Manning.
In the end, Stephen A. Smith's message is not rooted in bias. It is rooted in reverence for the truth. He is not denying LeBron James the respect he has earned. He is simply drawing a line between greatness and the greatest. LeBron may be the best of his generation, but Michael Jordan is the best of all time. Every quote analyzed reveals a consistent theme. Jordan's presence is unmatched, his dominance unquestioned, and his impact eternal. LeBron changed the game, yes, but he did not elevate it to the mythic level that Jordan did. Stephen A. Smith is just one voice, but he echoes the sentiments of millions. The GOAT title was claimed long before LeBron entered the league, and nothing he has done, nor anything he will do, can change that. It belongs to Michael Jordan, and that truth, no matter how uncomfortable, needs to be said loudly and clearly. Because in this league, legacy is everything, and Jordan's legacy is untouchable.